everyone, Jamie here with Sweet Pickins. Welcome to our kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. So today we are going to make chili. I know it's May, it's gonna be like 90 degrees, and chili is typically for the fall, but I wanna make sure that we have a dish tomorrow because we're gonna need something to share. And so this makes a lot. It's hefty, hearty, and it's gonna taste absolutely phenomenal. So I'm gonna bring you guys along while I make the chili. Okay, so a lot of the stuff is canned. So it's homemade, but it's kind of put together. I'm even cheating and using the chili packets by McCormick, which work so good. So, all right, let's get started. In mine, I use two different kind of beans. So we're gonna use 2 cans of black beans. Now, a lot of recipes will call for you to keep the juice in. I do not keep the juice. I always drain my juice. Obviously, there's still gonna be a tiny bit, but I do, for the most part, drain my juice. So it's 2 cans of black beans. And I know some people say chili should not have beans. That's how I make mine. So drain those. Pour them in. All right, so then I do 2 cans of the kidney beans. These are dark red kidney beans. You can use whatever kidney beans you have on hand. Go ahead and use those. Now, some people would say, well, you're not gonna have enough juice. It's gonna get dried out. I promise it won't, because we are gonna add juice in and something besides the juice of the beans. Hey, guys. Hey, Penny, come here. Someone must be delivering a package or something out front. Okay, so we did 2 cans of kidney beans and 2 cans of black beans. It's just gonna add a lot of flavor profiles, so that's why I use 2 different kind of beans. Then I will use 2 cans of the petite diced tomatoes. 2 cans of those. This does make a lot. So the good thing is we're gonna leave the rest behind that they can freeze or eat right away. It's totally up to them. So the next thing we're gonna add is tomato paste. This is a small can, so we're just gonna add 1 can of tomato paste. And be sure to save this can because this is the cutest little crafting can. I always save these cans for crafting. Go all the way over. Okay, I guess I did not. All right, let me grab a knife. This is paste, so it is thick. Penny poo. No, thank you. So 1 can of paste. Again, save your little can because these are great for DIYing. Just the little ones. All right, then what I'm gonna do is I chopped up 1 small onion. So I chopped that up really small. We're gonna put an entire onion in here. Okay, then we're gonna do, like I had showed you guys earlier, it's called the Original Chili McCormick Pack. So we're gonna do 2 of those. This might be cheating a little because I'm not doing all the seasonings from scratch, but you know what? It works. And the reality is we are all crazy, crazy busy. Okay, so you can see it all in here. The next thing we're gonna need to add is our ground beef. Now it's 2 pounds of ground beef, so I already cooked it. Now the key to this is don't cook your ground beef all the way. Almost done, almost. Just leave a tiny bit of pink behind. That way it has, because we're gonna put this on the stovetop and it will have the ability to cook some more, and you don't want your meat to be dried out. So what I did is I cooked this in a pan on the stovetop. Then I drained it, and it's been draining for like 30 minutes. I make sure it is drained super duper duper well. So we're gonna go ahead and add that in. And again, that is 2 pounds. Okay, so let's go ahead and mix all this together. Now you can tell this is insanely thick, and you can't leave it like this. It's too thick. But what I like to do is I don't like to add water, because water will just dilute all those flavors. I like to add in beef broth. So I add in beef broth. Now, usually I use a half a container, but it just really, really depends. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this in. Hey. Actually, that's not about half. Let me get you a little more. So I'm gonna add that in, and then I'm really gonna stir it. Now, once we stir this all in, we're gonna be able to see, oh yeah, it's probably good. It probably has enough juice. But what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna save your beef broth to add once you start cooking it and once you have had it on the stove for a while. So I like to cook this over low heat for a couple of hours just to infuse all the flavors. Now everything is cooked in here. You just want to infuse all the flavors. So you can see it's hearty. This is a hearty chili. So it's got plenty of juice. However, we're gonna want to add a little more juice to the end. So what I do is I always add half juice. I put it in the pot, I put it on low and let it simmer for a couple of hours. And then right before I take it off, I will add more. Sometimes I'll end up adding the whole other half, sometimes only quarter. You'll kind of know, and it really kind of is personal preference. Some people like a chili to where your fork stands up in it. That is not us. We like a little bit of movement on that. So it just kind of depends on how much you want or how, you know, loose you want your chili. I don't want my chili to be that stiff, but I also don't want it to be watery. So you're gonna get a lot of juices coming out of the beans and out of the meat. So you may only need a little bit, but definitely save this. So let me show you guys. Once this is all mixed up, this makes a huge pot. This actually is my cast iron pot. It's cast iron that's, you know, basically covered cast iron. I'm not sure, what do they call, coated, that's it. And this, first of all, it's heavy as can be, plus when you add stuff, but this I use a lot of times to make really huge loaves of artisan sourdough bread. So this works perfect for this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the lid on. I'm gonna put it on the stove for a couple of hours. I'm gonna infuse all those flavors. Then once I do that, I'm going to evaluate to see if I need to put any more broth in. And then if I do, I'll do it then. If not, once it's completely cooled down, I'm going to put it in a container for traveling, because we're gonna be traveling and I don't want this to spill all over. So I'm gonna put it in a container to travel. I'll bring my pan, and so once we get there, then what I will do is just put this on the stove, just basically to warm it up, and that's all you'll need to do. So super simple recipe. It's really not super expensive. It's not the cheapest recipe, but it's not super expensive, because if you see in here, this will feed so many people. I believe this is a 6-quart pan. So that is a lot of food. And like I said, whatever's left over, if you don't want it right away, you can freeze it in a zipper freeze lock bag, and it will absolutely freeze super duper well. So what I like to pair with chili is I like to pair homemade bread, homemade, you know, maybe some kind of corn muffin, cornbread, or I like to do some kind of biscuit with these. That is so yummy. That's kind of what we pair with it, and then that's usually it. I do like to garnish with cheese, but that is after everyone gets it on their, in their bowls. They could garnish it with sour cream. They could put even a green onion on it, and then of course, I offer different cheeses. So yes, it's super, super simple. So I wanted to share this with you guys because this is absolutely a staple in our home. I typically don't make it this time of year. However, it is a really easy travel dish. So if you guys are going somewhere and you need to bring a full dish, this is definitely one to bring because it tastes dynamic and it travels really well. Just put it in a container that closes really well and it travels good. And that is the whole purpose of me making chili in the spring. Plus we haven't had it in a while, and so I thought it would be good. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you, always hanging out with me and supporting my small channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. So you just have to type in Sweet Pickins Reno, Pickins Reno. And then don't forget, we have a website, shopsweetpickins.com. So I just got 2 calls coming in as I was talking. So I was paying attention to that. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Okay, they're calling again.